Don't be afraid. I think trying new things is incredibly important. If you don't try, you never know. So I really would love to be able to bring people here to the showroom and try new things. If you have a file that you like to output that you weren't sure whether it would look good with, a fifth or sixth color or embellishments, we would actually be happy to print it for you and see what it looks like.
Experiment. What's up, everyone? It's Eric Vessels. Welcome back to another episode of Taktiful Tuesdays, a super special episode because not only is this one live, but this is the first ever standing up episode of Taktiful Tuesdays. This is your weekly dive into how print meets innovation. This week, we're really thrilled to have my friend Dino Pagliarello with us from Sharp. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too.
In the flesh. We're obviously in a demo center here in, where are we?
We're in Montvale, New Jersey.
Montvale, New Jersey. Yeah, so awesome to spend some time here getting a tour. The tour was amazing. I had no idea that Sharp invented the first mechanical pencil.
That's right, the Eversharp pencil.
And also, in one of those frames of the museum was my first beatbox. My first, same exact model. I was just like, I want that back. I wish I had held on to it. Welcome to the show. Really glad to have you. So your journey in the print industry spans over 2 decades. Most of the time I've known you in that period. Share how your early experiences shaped your approach to product management and innovation.
Well, the first thing you need to know is you got to make sure you don't make the same mistakes twice. And, I've been down lots of roads as far as production is concerned, almost 20 years. And you got to make sure you avoid those pitfalls. And one of the most important things is, if you're doing startup, you want to make sure you start up and you don't miss a beat. And I think so far we're doing pretty well.
Nice. So it's not 3 strikes, you're out?
No.
You can't make one mistake? That's all you're...
No mistake.
I'm so screwed. All right. So at Sharp, you've been really instrumental, though, in introducing 6-color digital embellishment technology. Yeah. What inspired this move? And talk to us a little bit about how you see it impacting the future of print. As you know, we're big proponents at Taktiful.
Absolutely. Well, embellishment is the future for sure. And, here at Sharp, we believe that the 6-color press really does differentiate us as an organization. I think that from a profitability perspective, that is what commercial printers are looking for. They're looking to differentiate and they're looking to be more profitable, and a 6-color press does both.
Absolutely. And one of the ways that we teach all the time about that differentiation is the tactile dimension, right? How do you balance technical aspects with creative aspects to ensure a compelling product when you're talking about tactile, right? Because it can be, you can overuse it.
Absolutely. It's really it's kind of a science mixed with a little bit of flair and
alchemy.
A little alchemy. And at the end of the day, the sky's the limit as far as creativity. And I've seen some amazing stuff come out of print shops that really blow your mind as far as what you can do with a tactile surface. I almost said tactile. See that? You guys, you're right on.
Branding 101, baby. We're good at our job. Yeah, tactile is so important, and it really moves people in a way, and there's emotion, and there's a lot of deep psychology involved in that. As you know, we teach that as well. But collaboration seems really key in your role. Talk to us a little bit about partnerships, like you've got Color Logic, Duplo, maybe some others that we're less familiar with. How does that influence your product development here at Sharp, and how important is that to you and what you...
Partnerships are very, very important. Without our partners, we wouldn't have the total solution for the customer, whether it's with Plockmatic or Duplo or Taktiful or Color Logic. These are all the pieces that really pull things together as far as providing our customer everything that they need in order to be successful. So yeah, it's everything for us.
And like a lot of things in business, that's really people-led, right? It's a people thing. You do business and you relate with people.
The more and more I spend time in this industry, the more I know and realize it's about relationships. The relationships run deep, and without them, frankly, we're just selling a bunch of MFPs and high-end printers and production devices. It really comes down to the relationships and the people, and the pieces that we pull together. That connecting the dots is incredibly important.
Well, the other thing is we stick around a long time in this industry, so you keep running into the same people. So if you don't learn to be cool with almost everybody, like you might be screwed.
Well, it's very important to make sure you treat people as if you would like to be treated. I learned that from my parents a very long time
That's the
ago.
golden rule, right? That's the golden rule. We all should have learned that long
That's
ago.
right.
So look ahead for me a little bit. What trends in digital print and embellishment excite you the most, and how is Sharp positioning itself to lead in those areas?
Yeah. So, I think we're seeing a lot of automation. I think that is incredibly important. People are talking about robotics now in commercial print operations and how, a droid is going to be able to help. And frankly, I used to think that's not too far off, but hey, you never know. So we're open-minded to everything. But yeah, automation is very, very important. I think it's going to be a key for success. I think managing your output, color management is incredibly important. And ease of use. I think the most important thing that we can share with our customers is that doing embellishment is not something that is hard to do anymore. We've got the tools and the know-how in order to make it as easy as possible. And I think a lot of people, especially on the commercial print side, get concerned or say, hey, I'm not really up to speed with that, or I don't really know how to do that. And I think that's something that, if that's something that's a worry of yours, definitely look into some of the software that's out there today, because it makes things a whole lot easier.
Yeah, that easy part of it is, I was just thinking as you were talking, maybe we need to take a little bit of the alchemy out of it, a little bit of the mystery out of it.
That's right.
Just make it easy for people to have an idea.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing that, like in the AI space, we're seeing that a lot now today, just in everything.
Absolutely.
Like it's making it easy for people who have ideas to do stuff that normally they wouldn't be able to do. And I think digital embellishment will hopefully start to be one of those things.
Totally agree.
Lighter note, though,
Yeah.
I heard you're into amateur winemaking. Did I know that for a long time? How would I not know that?
Well, you probably didn't get a bottle.
Well, for sure not got a bottle. I've got that down in my notes here for later. Like, how have I not had a bottle of Dino's wine? But to talk to me a little bit about like how you got into that. I hear it's kind of a big family thing.
It is a family thing, and it goes back to 2006. Picture this, Sicily, 2006. We're hanging out at my grandfather's farm, and we see a bunch of bottles in the corner, and we go, let's pop a couple of those open and try it. We fell in love with the process. We learned from my grandfather. I've been making it ever since, and it's been fantastic. We'd love to share it with friends, so you're considered a friend of mine, so you get a bottle.
I'm down. What about that? Talk to me. I'm just really interested in this. What about that process and that involving your family? What's your favorite thing about that? Is it that it's family? Is it that it's wine? Is it...
It's about gathering.
Great combo?
It's about gathering. It's about getting the family together. It's about getting the kids together. We don't have the kids crush the grapes with their bare feet, but they get involved in the process. They get involved in...
Are they disqualified for that? They're puddle stompers. They would be perfect for...
Well, we try to keep things clean as we go through things, but...
We're worried about...
If you would like a bottle with bare feet crushed grapes, we can make that happen if you'd like.
You know me. You know me. I better get the barefoot crushed grape one. I don't want the sanitized version of the Dino's vino.
But it is all about family. It's all about gathering. It's about eating, and coming from a big Italian family, that's what we...
Yeah. Absolutely. It's such a wonderful ritual. Just eating, family, friends, when you cook together, eat together, make wine together.
Absolutely.
I used to make beer back in the day, but long since gave that up. It's a difficult process. So for those new to the industry, maybe what advice would you give to them about embracing innovation and making an impact in our industry? Like whether this is like a newer person or somebody coming from outside the industry to work in the industry. You've been in it a long time.
Yeah.
What have you learned?
Don't be afraid. I think trying new things is incredibly important. If you don't try, you never know. I really would love to be able to bring people here to the showroom and try new things. If you have a file that you'd like to output that you weren't sure whether it would look good with a 5th or 6th color or embellishments, we would actually be happy to print it for you and see what it looks like.
Experiment.
Yeah, experimenting is what it's all about.
Yeah, that's such good advice. Just be curious, experiment, play.
Yeah.
Like this, there's so much that gets caught up in like the process of our industry that we kind of can lose touch with that play and having fun with it. What's next for you guys? So I know you'll be at Amplified Print coming up here in a bit.
We have a busy few months ahead of us. So we've got IPMA that's coming up in a few weeks. We've got the Amplify show, which we're very excited about as well, which I'll personally be at myself.
I'll be asking you more questions.
You'll be asking more questions. I'm looking forward to that. We also have Printing United, which, although in September, is right around the corner, and we're excited about... Actually, no, that's really? October. 3rd week in October. So,
October's probably right around the corner. The
20th to the 22nd, I believe.
Yep, that's true.
I'll redeem myself by giving the dates. But I think, we've got a lot of great things coming. We're really gearing up for a lot of great information about what we're doing as an organization. So look for some more of that. And yeah, we're just excited to keep the ball rolling.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Look for more news from Sharp. Look for us at Amplify and Printing United, where Dino will be bringing me a bottle of wine. And we'll see you then.
Sounds good.
So great to have you on the show, my friend.
Pleasure.
Thanks a lot.